Hi, everyone.
Hello.
So nice to be here on a Friday at 1. We're going to give everyone a minute to get on, or actually 5 minutes to get online, but also invite Emmy, Wyatt Corner, to join us on the live feed on Instagram. We're Swings and Roundabouts. Oh, here, S Roundabouts joined. So, Emmy, yeah, you.
Yeah. Good. Where's she at?
Emmy. So I'm Katie. This is
And
Will.
I'm Will.
And we have Emmy joining us, and together we are.
Hi.
Hey.
Hey.
I needed to enable access through all camera and microphone.
Oh, right. There we go.
So cute. Hi, Shadi. She's messaged us on the Facebook. Thank you to King's Head Theatre and to Shadi for organizing this. This is such an incredible way, I think, for people to stay connected, to just have these kind of every day during the week at 1 p.m. You can just check in and see that other people are still there.
Yeah, I think there's something really nice about that, right?
Yeah.
Chatting.
I think that we'll keep introducing ourselves until 5 past, and then
You turn Emmy up.
and then get properly. Yeah, let's turn Emmy up so that everyone on Facebook is going to just be hearing
The voice of Emmy.
the voice of an angel.
Yeah, for anyone on Facebook, I'm just a disembodied voice. Hi.
I wonder, oh, hi, Emmy. Shadi says, so I wonder if that's a confirmation that you can indeed hear Emmy on Facebook. Emmy, maybe say something so we can make sure.
Hi, Facebook.
So yeah, it's a lovely day outside. Nice summer stormy weather. I wonder, Emmy, is your phone moving around a bit? Because the sound is a little
Well, yeah, your sound is a bit strange on mine, but I don't know if that's just because like mine's in a strange place, or if that's...
Is that
I
us?
don't know if you...
Shadi says we can hear you, so it's all good.
I think the sound is evened out now.
Great. Maybe it was just a slight blip. Where is Shorty writing all these comments?
On the Facebook.
I don't know. She's now the magical angel who's just, her comments are just appearing on the screen. But yeah, so if anyone's watching, please just, we're going to have a few questions that Emmy will act as our moderator, and so that we can all three of us can contribute. I think, when we're a three-headed monster, we're going to have some structure.
Yeah, we're all quite chatty people, so it felt like the best way to do it was just me asking questions.
Yeah, so if you have any questions, just, write them in the comment section.
And we'll get to them when we get to them.
I will try and keep note if there are any. If not, then I just have written some, and hopefully they correspond to what you might want to know.
So for anyone tuning in now, we're just giving everyone a couple minutes to join. And yeah, I wonder, I'm hearing the sound again. Is it something that it's leaning on?
Wait, what sound are you hearing? Am I making a sound?
A little crackling.
A little crackling that stopped, I think, when you held the phone.
You know what the thing is that I propped up my phone on my laptop so I don't have to hold it.
Which makes sense.
But I can... wait, hold up. How's that?
Well, you're sideways.
You're sideways.
So, as kooky as that is...
I mean, I guess I can hold it.
I wonder... That's very annoying, but...
No, it's fine. Like, I'll get over it. I might move around a little bit because I need to read the questions, but that's fine. Is the sound better now that you're up?
Yeah, it's great. Perfect.
It was just the laptop. You know what I want? I want one of those nifty little
Tripods.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wish I had one of those. Okay, well, it's 4 past. I wonder.
On my laptop.
Oh, well then. Oh, it's 5 past on my phone. Great. So, hi. Oh, Berg! My sister and my mom are online. Great start. So I'm Katie, and this is Will and Emmy, who will also speak, and we are Swings and Roundabouts. We're a collective of emerging theater makers with the sole aim of connecting people and sharing skills and support and just working together creatively, but also, to uplift each other, especially through this time. And I think we're going to talk to you a little bit about how we started, what we usually do, which is a showcase program, and how we moved online and launched something called Playgrounded, which we'll tell you about, and how to get involved. And as I said to anyone who was here earlier, Emmy is going to pose some questions so that we can all contribute. And please post any questions you have, any comments, and thank you so much to King's Head Theatre and to Shadi for having us. And
thank you.
Yeah.
I just thought we'd quickly start with maybe just explaining quickly what each of us do outside of Swings.
Yeah.
For example, I direct and produce, and
I write and produce. Yeah.
And I write and produce. Yeah.
So if you have any questions, particularly about like writing or directing, we can try and answer those. But yeah, so then after that, I thought maybe we could just start by explaining how Swings and Roundabouts started.
Yeah. I think the only way to really do that is to dissect the name, Swings and Roundabouts, which I love so much. Came out of a phase of Emmy's life where she spoke only in idioms, and her favorite one was to just kind of, no matter what happened in life, it's all swings and roundabouts. So
it's a good philosophy.
Yeah. But I think it was really born out of a kind of necessity, right? I mean, as a director, you saw a gap with creating a community.
Yeah, I mean, I was just doing a lot of, I guess it was 2018, so a couple of years ago, just doing a lot of new writing nights that were, many were wonderful, but there were also many that were, sometimes they wouldn't give directors tickets, and it didn't feel like a very inclusive environment. I've done some fantastic ones, like I did Monobox Place, and that was wonderful. But there were some where there wasn't a sense of community. You didn't actually get to know the other creatives involved. And so it was from that Swings and Roundabouts was born, was this desire to create an environment where actors could meet writers, could meet directors, and it's very much about creating some kind of community where you don't just work towards putting on a play, but it's also about it's also about the connections you make.
Yeah. And I think that that's a really, or at least, rewarding also from our side, even as, administrators of the whole thing, we get to be involved in this kind of series this model that we created, which is that we start with a writing call out that we post for writers of short, full plays. So they're 15 minutes, but they have a beginning, middle, and end. They're not scratch pieces.
Oh, they're not like half the script.
Exactly.
Yeah, not extracts, where you can develop something from beginning to end.
I guess they could be scratch pieces because you could be trying out a kind of idea. But that, I think, as writers, we felt was something that was really important, was to kind of, during, with a time frame of, I think we have the posts up for about a month. You have a kind of month to create a short, full play. And then we read them. And Will is kind of king of our reading.
We is a loose term.
Yeah, we. Emmy and I are perhaps a bit more impatient.
We get around 350 around that kind of number submissions for the plays, and Yeah, I read most of them. I try and make the others read as many as they can, and
We do delegate to everyone.
Yeah.
But,
yeah.
And we have readers, come in, lovely people, who help
also,
us.
Andrew has just joined this call, and I just want to thank him because he does all the graphics.
Oh yes, Andrew, we love you. And
Sorry.
so we basically start with a writing prompt, and then everyone has a month to submit. We pick 6 or 7 plays. This is for the showcase model, and we basically then at this, when we have the 7 plays, we put out call outs for, actually we do that at the beginning. We put out call outs for directors and for actors. So we have a pool of applications. For actors it's headshots and CVs and show reels, and for directors it's a little form that we created with sort of buzz questions. And then we kind of sit and we make groups. So we put together teams. And I think that's something that's also really great, because you kind of, you have no choice but to work with these people, but that's kind of a blessing because you really do bond as a team. Yeah.
Also, part of our showcase, like a really crucial part to everything we do, is workshops, which are peer led. I don't know if you want to explain a bit about that, Kay.
Yeah, I think one of the biggest things that we want to do is bridge the gap between, people with training and people without. And because, theater is such an incredible medium because it's really welcome to anyone who's creative, anyone who has ambition, anyone who, is good working with people. So we wanted to create a day of peer-run workshops. So, during the showcases, it's anyone who's applied basically says whether they can run a workshop. So if they might have training, an MA in movement or an MA in, we had someone who went to the Lecoq School of Theater and taught us an hour of
crawling around on the floor. It was beautiful.
And then we do playwriting, all this stuff. And so what you have during this month of working together as a team towards a showcase that is for charity specifically fighting homelessness. What we have is we have read-throughs where everyone meets. We have a day of workshops where everyone participates, and we have run-throughs, and then the showcase. And I think that formula is why you make connections, lasting connections. I mean, all of us, the 3 of us, have worked with people that we've met through Swings, and I think the people in Swings, have all met.
To make friends.
Yeah, and networking is such a horrible word, and it's just so, as horrible as the word is, it's so important because that's how you make, it's a completely collaborative field. And so any way to ease that.
So I guess then, sort of following on from that, should we go into the shift from pre-COVID to post-COVID and explain a bit about what we've been doing in the last few months with Swings, because we've kind of leveled up to it.
Yeah.
Well, everything moved online basically. We initially got kind of sad. We were like, oh no, we can't do our showcase, and then the 3 of us just thought this is actually a great opportunity to do everything online. It's you can have a wider net. People from all over the place can get involved because all you need is a phone or a laptop. And so Playgrounded was born. I like the name.
And we started with our coffee shops, which were these kind of little hubs on Microsoft Teams that my Swedish cousin, who's a data person, helped us set up because apparently we can't do anything, not even Teams. But so there's these little hubs of topic-specific things, so playwriting or Shakespeare, and then people stayed connected through this kind of chat interface and Zoom workshops. And then I think Ivy needs to tell us a little bit about her baby, which has been part of Playground, which is our one-to-one peer support. And it is a huge operation. She's amazing with that.
I mean, it's still open, so if anyone wants to literally just email us at roundabouts@gmail.com. I'm sure the email is on our website. Basically, if you just get in contact and say you want to be connected with a designer or a sound designer or whatever, we will try and facilitate that. And we've tried to kind of make a buddying peer support system. It's provided me a lot of happiness in the last 3 months because I quite like connecting people.
And
Like,
other people a lot of happiness, because we've had some wonderful responses about, again, this, people working together, not just one coffee meetup on Zoom. It's kind of it's sparked a lot of creativity, this kind of peer-to-peer thing.
hopefully. But yeah. Okay. I'm going to go back to the beginning.
Oh.
And ask if you were giving advice to someone who's setting up a theatre company, as we have twice now, or 3 times. What advice? It's been a big old road.
So background is that.
What advice would you give someone setting up a theatre company?
So yeah, I think the background is that, like, Imi and I have been working together since our last year of uni.
Since 2015, right?
Yeah, 2015. Before, yeah, way before actually. No, so yeah, 2 years into uni, and we all went to Edinburgh, which is an amazing place for theatre. I think it was everywhere. It lives and breathes theatre. And we did a play at the Fringe, and anyone who self-produces knows that the minute you put on a play, they kind of need, for contracts and stuff, they need a company name. And so we rushed, both twice into just a name and not really thinking about what it means to have a theater company. And obviously that doesn't matter. Those companies don't really exist. They're just names. But when we started Swings and Roundabouts, I think it was so much more about what values we wanted, what we wanted to do, and what gaps we saw and what we wanted to bring to the theater world. And I think that would be my advice to anyone who wants to start a theater company, is have a real mission, because without one, it probably won't last.
Because that can be like your guiding.
Yeah,
your guiding focus when you kind of get a bit lost, which you're bound. Everyone's bound to get a bit lost at some point. Then you can just go back to this idea that you had at the beginning, and helps push you forward. So think about it less as kind of, because what you might be thinking is really just you have one project that you want to make happen, and that's fine. You can use your own name, as a production company. It doesn't matter. But really think, if you're wanting to work for a long time with some people in a collaborative way, think about the roles, think about the mission, and try and be really kind of organized about it. I think we've tried to be. Yeah, I think that's really important also, because it's great to put on the one show, but fundamentally there are a lot of production companies that are new writing based. Yeah. And in terms of knowing what makes you stand out is whatever values you have. So making a company that is about those, also later down the line in terms of funding and that kind of thing, I think it's really important to have a strong mission statement and know what you're about when you set yourselves up. Hi, Adam. Know what you're about when you set yourselves up, rather than just putting it on for the sake of putting on the one show. Exactly. That is very much a mistake we've made in the past. So not a mistake. No, it's a learning process. But I think the reason I think Swings, because it's funny, obviously this time has been really hard for so many people, but in many ways it's actually strengthened our identity. And I feel like this lockdown has been huge for Swings and Roundabouts, because we've expanded from a new writing night that have all these, this workshop component, but we've moved into something much more long term, and I think, which is a platform virtually for that can go on post COVID, which is just everyone, and hopefully in person one day, but people coming to us with any idea. I mean, and seriously, come to us with any ideas you have, because what we want to do is give everyone a platform. We had recently a fantastic woman named Morgan Knoll. Yeah, shout out Morgan. Shout out Knoll, best with, who is running a series of workshops for neurodivergent playwrights. There are still some places available. Yeah, it starts Monday. Every Monday. So contact us if you want to join. And yeah, if people want to run workshops, just get in contact and we'll try to facilitate that. Yeah, and we've had, what we started with was these coffee shops, these virtual coffee shops, and then we kind of saw that people were getting into more routines during lockdown, so we shifted, and we thought, actually, maybe people will want something with a more finite goal, something a bit longer term, and so we launched these 8-week courses, and we have 2 of them up and running. They've gone on for 2 weeks, I think, so you could still join late. One of them is called Great Stories, and it's with Tori, which rhymes, and she
she kind of guides you through Greeks and the kind of history and origins of theater, which is so interesting. I mean, we went to
know your foundations, people.
yeah, if we went to kind of, she pitched it to us, and I had no idea about the kind of the one actor and then the two actor, the history of kind of acting. It's really interesting. Anyway, and the next one is the other one we have is play reading.
Right.
Yeah.
That's reading.
Yeah. And that is with the aim of writing a short play at the end of 8 weeks, but also reading them together and just chatting about the industry, commiserating, spreading joy, all the above.
Okay, I've got another question for you guys. Firstly, as writers, how do you write short plays? And sort of tied in to that, then when programming, what do we look for? Because I feel like that's a cool question for writers.
Yeah, I mean, well, Katie and I write, or often write together when we do short plays, because I don't know, it's a nice, you just kind of, you can play around with it basically, and you can take any idea and have a nice free flowing experience with it.
Yeah, I think there's also, like, with a short play, the focus is really important, and having a kind of, not that we've necessarily gotten this right, like, you keep learning, but having a twist, so that, having a clear middle, beginning, end, having some kind of twist, keeping everyone, within, building a little world for 15 minutes. I think that's the trick, is like, and when we read them, that's really what sticks out to us. It's really strong dialogue, don't be heavy on, Will's always talking about this when he's reading, we read some incredible plays that have the most expensive, intricate stage directions.
A wall that's going to fall down.
I mean, walls that fall down every 3 minutes. It's really, you guys have some incredible imaginations if you're watching this and you applied with one of these scripts. But I think that's key. Keep it simple, keep it dialogue rich.
Yeah, because when we're reading, we're part of reading is looking just for the viability of the what we can actually do with very little resources and people who are kind of coming in and just being thrown together, so yeah, simple dialogue.
Yeah, I guess also, Imi, what do you look at when you direct short plays?
Yeah, short plays. I use short plays to try stuff out with directing.
Yeah.
Which Will has referred to as me using people as guinea pigs. But I think the important thing when you're directing a short piece is about the collaboration. I use it to develop. Oh, I'm frozen on my screen.
Yeah, it's a little bit choppy.
It's a little choppy. Don't worry.
But we'll give it a second. I guess, are you back?
I'm back. Can you hear me?
Now you're back. I think you have to repeat quickly what you said. So, collaboration.
I use them to collaborate and learn, essentially.
Yeah, great. Yeah, as a director, are we frozen? If people can hear me, I think that's a nice segue into what we're really excited to announce. Imi, you're unfrozen, yay. We're so excited to announce that we have our first virtual showcase on what date? July 19th. We don't know what time yet, right, Imi? We do? No, we don't.
No, we don't.
Not in the morning.
Not in the morning. So sort of an afternoon or evening thing. And what we did was we went through and we found some wonderful new writing that worked really well in this disjointed world of Zoom. And we just had our first read through yesterday for these 4 pieces, and it went really well, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, it was great. Wonderful pieces, lovely people involved. It's kind of the reason we do all this.
Yeah, so definitely check that out. On July 19th, we'll be posting about it, so follow us. on Instagram and on Facebook and on Twitter. And I think we have, a couple 5 more minutes. So if you have any questions, guys, please ask them. Amy, I think you're unfrozen now. Do you want to speak?
Yeah, I'm unfrozen. I just wanted do you think, before we go on, if anyone has any questions, do you think you could just, we've kind of done it already, but just outline quickly opportunities that people can get involved with if they want to, and how to get involved with swings more generally?
So we have right now running that you can join. We have a Great Stories course for 8 weeks. The first 2 sessions have started, but you can definitely join late. We have playwriting and reading club with the aim of writing a short play, both run by really great people. We have a Shakespeare one coming up in September, so keep an eye out. And then on Monday, the first of a workshop series for neurodivergent theater makers. It's open to anyone, specifically aimed at neurodivergent theater makers, but it's also about learning how to work with, basically making theater accessible to neurodivergent theater makers. And so kind of thinking about things that you might not necessarily think about, which would really stress a lot of people out, like, timings and being flexible. So that's one thing. And then we have our showcase coming up, and we're going to do another showcase after that, so there'll be opportunities to apply for the next one, but also more generally, I think just get involved. If you have ideas, we want to hear them.
If you want to pitch your own workshop to us, anything can be done, and we'll give it can just give us a call and an email.
Give us an email.
No calling.
We're millennials, we don't like phone calls. I'm kidding.
I think one of the things we're trying to do is, as much as possible, just try and promote kind of kindness and supporting one another in this time. So if you have a way of doing that, or you just want to reach out to other creatives, we will try to facilitate that however best we can.
Yeah. I think that's super important. We are doing this at the moment. We're not funded. We hopefully will be soon, one day. So everyone volunteers. This is all about just keeping theater alive and bringing it to each other and creating community when it's
hard to find.
It's hard to find. And I think, I don't know, Amy, do you have any final kind of comments?
Comments or thoughts?
Maybe our socials.
Sorry?
Maybe our social medias. We can post them after. Never mind.
Yeah. No, I think just giving a massive thank you to the King's Head.
Yes.
For opportunity. And also you should all follow them. Every day at 1 there's a different person who will tell you about different things. And they're really interesting. And again, it's that idea of community in this time. And I think that's a really important thing to promote and to work towards. And anything that is doing that at this point is really exciting. So thank you. And you can follow all of those with hashtag KHTLive, live on Facebook and Instagram every day.
Yeah, a special shout out to Shadi, who organizes everything. She's brilliant. And yeah, I think, I don't know which clock is right. If it's 2 minutes, happy to keep chatting. We're Swings and Roundabouts, a collective for emerging theater makers to share skills, support, and create new work. And I'm Katie.
I'm Will.
And I'm Imi. And I think one final thing is that the important thing, what we are doing is we are trying to constantly expand and take on new ideas. So I know I've already emphasized this, do get in contact, but also we want to grow, and we recently wrote a manifesto.
We did.
We didn't call it a manifesto.
We called it our promise, because manifesto has
too many.
Manifesto, and what was the other one?
Mission statement.
Manifesto is sort of communist connotations, and mission is religious.
Yeah.
or neither, but we had a sort of long discussion about it, and we decided to make it but we'll be posting that today, actually, so find us on
Thank you, Skippy.
Hi, Skippy Top.
Oh, yeah.
So we're on Instagram. We're S_Roundabouts_prod.
It's here on Instagram.
Oh yeah, because you're on the Instagram. So guys, follow the account that Imi's chatting from. Follow us on Facebook, Swings and Roundabouts Productions. Email us at sroundabouts@gmail.com, and we will. Our emails are literally always open to you and to anyone who's kind and has nice ideas.
I love nice people.
Yeah.
It's so simple. It's so simple.
Okay,
Okay.
I think that's us.
So thanks again to King's Head Theatre.
And thanks for
so
Imi
much.
for those brilliant questions.
Oh, yeah. Cheers, Amy.
Sorry, yeah. All
Happy
right.
Friday, everyone.